listen, you guys have to know it's much more important to be happy than it is to be approved of. Okay, you gotta get your priorities straight. All right, now back to the old story. So here's this guy, two or three of them, these big Billy Bob and the damn Jocko, and they were wrestling with Hillary, grabbing inside her brassiere, and her breasts come flopping out, and she falls out of the thing and runs off into the woods with her breasts flying out in the wind. And she didn't have any, her pants were down, her underwear were down around her ankles, and she was still kind of all messed up in the rear end. They said, geez, look how fast she's running. And she ran off into the dark woods that was behind the cabin. Well, Modesto came out and said, hey, look what's happened. Our president has run off into the weeds or the trees. Is anybody not scared of the dark that can go after her? At this, Huma said, not me, I'm a Muslim. And then the white-haired albino fella who was in the truck, nobody could tell what he was up to. He was up to something on his own privately, and then he comes out real embarrassed looking, pulling his pants up, and I really didn't know. He was just buckling his belt. I think that's what he was doing, ducking his shirt in. So he said, I'll be glad to go get her, and he goes running off in the woods. Even though he ran off in the opposite direction, he didn't know, because he was busy inside the truck doing something nobody really was able to observe because of the boat. Actually, it wasn't a truck, it was a van. Nobody could see through there because this hippie had put little curtains everywhere. So he was in there doing something for about 15 minutes, and no one knew what it was, but he had finished whatever it was, and he comes out of the truck looking real pale and embarrassed and guilty. And he's kind of quiet, and then he runs off in the woods in the opposite direction saying, I'll find her, I'll find her. I think he was just trying to get away because he realized that people were sort of looking at him suspiciously. So he won't, in case there was some telltale signs. Bring that up, I mean, being a Vanderbilt, that type of thing. So it's very precious that he remembered his family's honor, which he had a hard time remembering from time to time. Anyway, the two drug men were splitting up a bunch of money. I don't know where it came from. It probably came from the back of the van, somewhere on the boat. But they were counting it up in detail, and Modesto was he had walked behind the house to look, see if he could see any signs of Hillary. And then he walks on down and he sees that there's an old lake out there in the back. You know, it goes down and there's this swampy looking lake, and the moonlight is is shining down on the lake, and he can see it looks like some sort of object out in the middle of the lake, and it's splashing, and it looks like a fish, a big fish, too big for this lake. So Modesto feels that this must be Hillary. She must be up there in the lake somehow or another, thinking that she can swim without any pants, any underwear. So she had lost her underwear. He had noticed that as he was at the edge of the lake. Anyway, Modesto wades out, and it starts getting over his head. She's still feeling, going, save me, I can't swim, I can't swim. And then she goes down, and we don't see any bubbles. And then there's some bubbles, and then there are no bubbles. Modesto, he's kind of standing on his tiptoes, bobbing up and down, trying to see if there are any more bubbles, because he still has about 20 feet to go, and he's thinking, like, you know, I'm going to have to do this underwater. So if there are no more bubbles, then, you know, let's call it a night. But he saw another bubble, and he was thinking, like, well, she is the president, or she will be, or we can get this Clovis to make her the president, and we can kill Trump. I'm sure there's So he goes underwater trying to do the breaststroke. Well, there was a whole bunch of moccasins, water moccasins, that lived in that particular pond. Everybody knew not to ever go near that pond. It was full of water moccasins. Yeah, these water moccasins, it's like a nest of snakes in Washington. It's like a swamp that Trump, if they had put him in, he would have drained it by now, but they put him in a dungeon. But anyway, they're going to probably be torturing him later today, and I'll bring you that if I can, if they let us in from the camera. Alright, but anyway, so Hillary goes underwater, there's a bubble, and here we go with this little guy with micrognathia, a real tiny jaw for some reason, like it's a new species of Homo sapien. But anyway, so he goes underwater trying to swim with his clothes on, underwater, doing the breaststroke, and doing the old leg maneuver too, like a frog, you know. And he went about a foot, and then he came up for air, and he did that a few more times, and he'd only gotten about 3 feet closer to Hillary. But now she was screaming, cunt, 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 like that. He thought she was saying count, 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 but she wasn't. She was saying something else, and but her pronunciation, she was sputtering water. Her pronunciation was really bad. And so the purposes of our book dictating this reality, we're not sure if it was which word it was. You never know. Okay. Yeah. Well, you guys are the ones that have been dropping aluminum on us. All right. All right, Mary Alonzo, that guy's probably got a good tenor voice. I can tell by the face how the voice sounds, by the way. Hello, beautiful. How are you? They'll come to life a little later. Anyway, so she's out there going under the water. He's doing the breaststroke. Finally, after about 10 attempts, he gets right up to it. But by then, she is completely on her stomach with her head down, floating, and apparently unconscious. But she had floated to the top instead of going to the bottom of the pool. For some reason, she had floated to the top. So he grabs her ankle and begins to pull best he could. Pull the best he could, thinking that she was dead. But then he began to question, why is she floating? I thought you were supposed to sink when you die. I know. Fine like this. And then he very quickly realized the reason. He was having a flashback to the 2 security men running down the freeway, and he remembered the hissing noise, and then he heard that hissing noise was emanating from Hillary, who was lying on her stomach floating